Hi, my name is Lena. Welcome to my channel, and this is my take 2. I'm trying to talk to you about my favorite murder mystery series, SPQR by John Maddox Roberts, because it's March Mystery Madness, and I really enjoy those series. Unfortunately, there are only 13 books in the series and some short stories. I'd loved there to be 33 books at least, and I would love to those novels to keep coming, but unfortunately there are only 13 of them, and I have read all but one. I'm saving the last one. So those murder mysteries set in last years of the Roman Republic. So in the background we get to see the rise of Julius Caesar. And I think it can be very helpful for people who want to get into nonfiction on the period, on this time period, on the subject. But I'm a bit intimidated by it because with this series you are having fun, and at the same time you are benefiting from a very well-made research. So you get the historical background, and at the same time you're enjoying a murder mystery. And I believe that it can help you if you when you start reading nonfiction, because the ground will be very much familiar to you, and you will be just getting more and more information. So I believe it will be very helpful. As I said, in these murder mysteries, the world building is quite good. The research behind the murder mysteries is very thorough, and about 50% of each mystery is world building or scene setting for us to understand the situation in Rome, the major players, and what's going on. And I think it's a bit unusual for murder mysteries, but I enjoy it quite a bit, and I think it's very interesting and very helpful. And again, it's very pleasant to have fun, and at the same time to broaden your horizons, to get some knowledge on the period of this period in the history of the Roman Republic. Those mysteries, tend to be on a bigger scale. I mean, they are not some murders committed for the inheritance or for money or for love. They tend to be on a bigger scale. They are conspiracies against the state and people of Rome, mostly. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. The main character, Disis19 the Younger. He's a fictional character, but he kind of sort of comes from a very big and very influential Roman family, the Mitelli. And sorry about that. I really like this character. He is flawed, and probably this makes him likable. He's a Roman. He's a young man. He has his not very good character traits. So he's flawed. He's a human being. He's a Roman, so he's arrogant. And he, of course, doesn't know that he is being arrogant, because it's like breathing to him. Everybody around him are the same way. So he's arrogant. He can be a bit stupid. He is drawn to disreputable and very dangerous women who meddle in politics. So, but he is capable of learning. It's not exactly a redemption arc. It's his character just evolves throughout the books. And what I like about him, the character, because he is very believable. You know, nowadays we tend to sugarcoat it a bit, because Rome was all about slavery, right? Conquest and slavery. And we tend to sugarcoat it. We take this Roman citizens, those Roman politicians, and we show them being very, very good to their slaves. And in my opinion, it spoils it. You cannot. Immediately it becomes an unreliable narration. So the author is lying to you. How could you believe such an author? Disis tells us he is not, he's not thinking then day and night about abolishing slavery or helping out the slaves. Well, he's a Roman. He is born, he starts a political career, he is given more slaves because slaves are property. So the more slaves or the more free people, clients you have, the more substantial figure you see. So he's not like that. But he takes people for their true value. So he can be very arrogant towards a German auxiliary forces or a French. Were they Gauls? I'm sorry. So he can be very arrogant about these people, to these people. But afterwards, he takes them for their true value, and he relies on them. He becomes friends with some of them. So he's not thinking about all the slaves in Rome, but he kind of takes for their true value his own slaves. Basically, an elderly couple who was taking care of him since he had his own household. And his sidekick, his younger slave, more like secretary or valet, Hermes. And I have to tell you that the first two books were a bit, well, difficult for me, because it turned out I need the main character to have a sidekick. I need those dialogues. I need those discussions. And I think Hermes appears in the third book. So the first and the second books were kind of a bit on the boring side for me. For me, because I like to have a sidekick. The main character to have a sidekick. So Decius, being arrogant and being Roman. At first, he is afraid of this young man because he sees very early that Hermes is a very suitable name for this man, because Hermes is drawn, has criminal inclinations, how he schemes, he cheats, he steals. He is a very quick young man. So at first Decius is afraid that Hermes might kill him in his sleep, and later on this fear changes, and Decius is afraid of Hermes running away or committing some crime and ending up in the circus, being slaughtered during the games. So we can see the attachment formed, and eventually Disis frees Hermes, and Hermes stays his secretary and bodyguard. Well, if we stick to Disis throughout the whole series, we will get to visit Alexandria. So we will get to visit Egypt and see Cleopatra a couple of times. We will get to go to Cyprus and fight pirates. We will get to go to a Roman camp in Germany and meet Germans. And we are going to visit a Roman countryside. And because of the research behind these murder mysteries, it's all very interesting and very enjoyable. Well, another thing I would like to talk about is the writing. John Maddox Roberts, he's a professional, so he knows what he's doing. He's very much in control throughout the whole book. And what I like about the writing, it might not be literally fiction or whatever, but you won't find purple prose in it or green prose. I came across this term, and as I understand it, it's prose that on which the author didn't work quite as well. So those are pages that would have been better written. So the prose is very nice. I have nothing bad to say about it. So he is very much in control. And what is more, he knows how to end the book. The endings are mostly hilarious or spectacular, visually spectacular action scenes, and they're very exciting. So if you have an opportunity to buy this book in a second-hand bookshop or take it from a library, you absolutely should do it. You should try this series. They're very enjoyable and very interesting, and there are a lot of work put into them, and there are a lot of research behind them, and they're quite enjoyable. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and happy reading.